Start looking at the people around you. Start looking at the investors on social media. Start looking at the winners and the losers. You will notice something fascinating. The people who are drowning in debt have a goal. Their goal is to be debt-free. The people who are wealthy have a goal. Their goal is to be wealthy. The Olympic gold medalist wants to win the race. The person who comes in last place also wants to win the race. If the winners and the losers have the exact same goals, then the goal cannot be the thing that makes the difference. We are taught from a young age that if we want to achieve something in life, we need to set a big, ambitious goal. We need to visualize it. We need to write it down. We look at survivorship bias and assume that because every successful person had a goal, the goal was the cause of the success. We ignore the millions of people who had the same goal but failed. But if goals were the answer, everyone would be a millionaire. Welcome back. I am Victor. In the last session, we talked about the math of discipline. Today, we are going to talk about the mechanics. We are going to dismantle the way you set objectives for your money. Most of you are operating on a goals-first basis. You say, I want to save $100,000 this year. I am here to tell you that this approach is why you fail. Today, we are going to replace your goals with systems. We are going to stop relying on willpower, and we are going to start relying on automation. We are going to build a machine that forces you to become wealthy, whether you feel like it or not. Let's begin with the fallacy of arrival. A goal is a momentary change. Imagine you have a messy room. You set a goal to clean it. You summon your willpower. You spend 4 hours organizing, and now you have a clean room. You achieved the goal. But if you did not change the slovenly habits that led to a messy room in the first place, if you did not build a system for where to put your clothes when you take them off, then 3 days later, the room will be messy again. You treated a symptom without curing the cause. In finance, this happens when you scramble to pay off credit card debt. You work extra hours, you sell some things, and you pay off the balance. You feel relief. You achieve the goal, but you did not fix the system of spending that got you into debt. You did not automate your cash flow. So, 6 months later, the debt returns. Goals are about winning the game once. Systems are about staying in the game forever. When I started my first e-commerce business, I was obsessed with the goal of hitting $1 million in revenue. Every day, I stared at the dashboard. If the number was low, I felt depressed. If the number was high, I felt euphoric. My emotional state was tied to a lagging measure I could not control. I was miserable. And ironically, the business plateaued. Then, I stopped looking at the revenue. I shifted to a system. My system was simple: publish 3 high-quality ads per day and optimize the supply chain every Friday. That was it. I did not care about the daily sales number. I cared about executing the daily system. The result? The revenue doubled. Not because I wanted it more, but because I focused on the input, not the output. In your investing life, you need to stop staring at the scoreboard. If you are checking your portfolio value every day, you are a goal-oriented investor, and that makes you vulnerable. When the market drops 20%, your goal moves further away, so you panic. You sell, you break the compounding. A system-oriented investor does not care. A system-oriented investor says, I buy $500 of the S&P 500 every Tuesday at 9 a.m. That is it. That is the system. If the market crashes on Monday, the system buys on Tuesday. If the market rallies on Monday, the system buys on Tuesday. You remove the decision-making power from your future self. You see, your future self is not trustworthy. You think that in the future you will be disciplined. You think that next month you will save that money. But next month you will be tired. Next month a new iPhone will come out. Next month you will be fearful of a recession. You cannot trust your future self to make the right decision. So you must make the decision now, once and for all, and automate it. Let's talk about how to actually build this financial machine. It starts with understanding a concept called the Diderot effect. Denis Diderot was a French philosopher who lived in poverty most of his life. But one day he acquired a beautiful scarlet robe. It was magnificent, but as he wore it around his apartment, he noticed how old and ragged his furniture looked in comparison. So he bought a new rug, then new chairs, then a new desk. Soon he had replaced everything he owned, spiraling into debt. This is the spiral of consumption. Buying a new car leads to buying premium gas, which leads to expensive car washes, which leads to road trips you cannot afford. One purchase becomes a trigger for a system of spending. To fight the Diderot effect, we need environment design. James Clear talks about how, if you want to eat more apples, you should put a bowl of apples on the counter, not in the fridge drawer. You make the good habit the path of least resistance. For your money, we need to make saving the path of least resistance and spending the path of high resistance. Right now, for most of you, spending is easy. Your credit card information is saved in your browser. You can buy something on Amazon with one click. Spending is the default. Saving is hard. You have to log into your bank, transfer the funds, select the ticker symbol, and click buy. We need to reverse this. Here is the system I used to build my core portfolio. It is called the reverse waterfall. When income hits my main checking account, it does not stay there. I do not try to save what is left over at the end of the month. On the very same day the paycheck lands, an automatic transfer pulls 20% of it out to a separate high-yield savings account or brokerage. This happens before I even wake up. By the time I check my balance, the money is gone. I have artificially created scarcity for myself. I have to live on the 80% that remains. I do not need willpower to save because the saving has already happened. I would need willpower to stop it. I would have to log in and cancel the transfer. That is too much effort. So the default behavior is wealth accumulation. But what if you have variable income? What if you are a freelancer or business owner like I was? The system is the same, but the trigger changes. Instead of a date, the trigger is the deposit. The rule becomes, whenever an invoice is paid, I immediately transfer 20% to the holding tank. You do not wait until the end of the month. You make the decision in the moment of victory. This applies to your bad habits too. If you are addicted to trading crypto on your phone, delete the app. Force yourself to log in on a desktop computer if you want to trade. Add friction. If you spend too much on online shopping, delete your saved credit card details. Unsubscribe from the email lists that send you deals every morning. Those emails are cues designed to trigger your spending habit loop. Remove the cue and you break the loop. Make the bad habit difficult. Make the good habit automatic. Now, let's address the biggest hurdle. Getting started when the task feels huge. You want to learn about options trading or real estate or tax law, but the books are thick and the subject is dry, so you procrastinate. I want you to use the 2-minute rule. The rule states, when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Read a book on technical analysis becomes read one page. Audit my last year of expenses becomes log into my bank account. You are not trying to do the whole thing. You are just trying to master the art of showing up. A habit must be established before it can be improved. You cannot optimize a habit that does not exist. If you force yourself to just open the book and read one page every night, eventually you will read 2, then 5, then a chapter. But if you aim for a chapter on day 1, you will quit. Standardize before you optimize. Another powerful tool for your system is visual measurement. In the book, James Clear talks about the paper-clip strategy. A sales rep had 2 jars on his desk. One was full of paper clips, the other was empty. Every time he made a sales call, he moved one paper clip to the empty jar. He didn't stop until the first jar was empty. You can do this with debt. If you have $10,000 in debt, get 2 jars. Put one marble for every $100 of debt in the first jar. Every time you pay off $100, move a marble. The visual satisfaction of seeing the debt jar empty and the freedom jar fill up gives you a dopamine hit. It replaces the dopamine hit you used to get from spending. You are hacking your brain's reward system to enjoy paying bills. This brings us to the deeper level of systems. Cognitive load. Every decision you make costs energy. Willpower is like a battery. It drains throughout the day. By 8 p.m., your willpower is at 0. That is why you eat ice cream at night, not in the morning. If you have to decide every single month how much to invest, you are burning battery life. Eventually, you will have a weak moment and you will skip a month. Automation preserves your energy. When I hold my position in gold and silver, I do not wake up every morning and ask, should I hold today? That decision was made years ago when I designed the system. The system says we hold 10% in metals as a hedge. I do not reevaluate it daily. I simply execute the system. This is what I mean when I say you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. If your system is to save when I have extra money, you will fail because you will never feel like you have extra money. Parkinson's law states that expenses always rise to meet income. If your system is pay myself first automatically no matter what, you will succeed. Let's look at the psychology of the long game. The problem with systems is that they are boring. Goals are exciting. Dreaming about a Ferrari is exciting. Setting up an automatic transfer of $200 is boring. But boredom is the price of admission for wealth. The greatest investors in history are not the ones making frantic moves every day. They are the ones who built a thesis, built a system to execute it, and then went to play golf. When you fall in love with the boredom of the process, the results become inevitable. I want you to do an audit of your financial life tonight. Do not write down your goals for next year. I do not care about your goals. Write down your current system. What is the trigger that causes you to invest? Is it a feeling or is it a calendar date? What is the friction preventing you from overspending? Is there any friction at all? How many decisions do you have to make manually every month to keep your financial life running? Your target is 0 manual decisions. If you can get your financial life to run on autopilot, you free up your brain to focus on increasing your income. You cannot focus on earning more if you are constantly stressed about managing what you already have. Build the machine, then let the machine build your wealth. In the final video of this series, we are going to go even deeper. We are going to talk about the software that runs on your brain. We're going to talk about identity, because even the best system will break if you subconsciously believe you do not deserve to be rich. Until then, stop dreaming about the destination. Fix the vehicle. I'm Victor. Class dismissed.